Hey, what's up everybody? Thanks for tuning in for another Car Talk with Zach video, and I want to show you this beautiful Audi. Wait a minute. This isn't an Audi. This is a 2020 Volkswagen Arteon 2.0 Turbo SEL Premium R-Line. And I have to tell you, I've spent about 4 days with this thing, and it is really impressive. So I want to walk you around it, show you what I like about it, and full disclosure, I have owned 6 Volkswagens in my life, so I might have a little bias for the brand, but really, I think as I show you around this car, you'll be impressed. And we'll just kind of start here in the front. You can see the really nice kind of low profile, very sporty front design of the Arteon. I really like the LED lights that come down into the grille, as well as the LED running lights that run into the grille. It's a really nice kind of seamless design, and I dig it. It looks really, really good. As we come around the other side of the vehicle, you can see there I'll wait for this vehicle to pass us here. Really, really beautiful 20-inch carbon wheels. They look like a air turbine, and like you would see in a jet. But one of the things I want to show you, and this is, I've only seen this in a Rolls-Royce, but these Volkswagen center logos are weighted, so whenever the car is parked, the Volkswagen symbol stays upright. It's really, really awesome, and a really cool feature. So coming around the side, you can see you've got the R-Line badging and this really nice body line that goes along the side of the vehicle and kind of runs all the way down and gives the Arteon a nice waistline coming towards the back. This is like a carbon black color. Looks really good with the chrome popping off of it. But you can see now that I'm coming around the back side how this has got a nice waistline, and you can see that body line that runs along the side of the vehicle rolls right all the way into the LED brake light. Got a nice little lip spoiler, dual exhaust. This version is the 4Motion, so this is as nice as you can get on an Arteon. Looks really good, and one of my favorite features, if you know me, I love the use of LED lights on cars, and this does have a full LED brake light that runs across the top of the window here. It's super low profile, but absolutely beautiful when it's lit up, especially at night. Man, this thing shines. LED lights all the way around, but really stunning car. I love this thing. I really, really do. I told myself I'd never buy another black car, but just look at it. It looks so good, especially with those carbon black wheels and the use of chrome. So yeah, I mean, I joke at the beginning of this video, look at this Audi, but it really, really does look like an Audi. I mean, it's so well designed. This is kind of mimics the Mercedes CLS or BMW 6 Series Grand Coupe design. You know, you've got this kind of 4-door coupe design. The vehicle, it does have a hatchback. I'll show you that here in just a second. So it's very roomy in the second row. I do have a couple things back here to show you how roomy it is. You know, a ton of space back here to put golf clubs or UPS boxes or whatever you need to do. Everything's power. And I don't know if you noticed, but the way you get into the back there is you unload that, or you just push that Volkswagen symbol there, and it'll open up. Water's pouring out just because I just went through the car wash to clean it up, because pollen is pretty bad this time of year in Lawrence, Kansas. So yeah, anyway, that's the outside of the Arteon. Next, I think we'll jump in and show you about a little bit about the inside. Okay, so we're going to climb into the Arteon now. It does have keyless go, so as long as you've got your key in your pocket, you can lock it or unlock the vehicle. And no rim around the windows, so these are frameless windows, so looks really cool when you've got the windows down. The door just opens without any frame around it, so I like that. The window actually just lowers just a little bit so you can open the door. Climbing in, turn these off. You can see the Volkswagen symbol that's welcoming you, and we'll kind of start it up and show you how this thing looks as it's running. So you've got navigation, analog clock. I really like the use of this long strip. You can barely tell where the vents are. I mean, you can tell where the vents are, but it's a nice look. Really, really nice vehicle. Very nicely designed. and yeah, I've been impressed with it since I got into it. So one of my favorite features is how customizable this analog or instrument panel is. You can actually throw the navigation map from the center screen to the instrument panel here, and it can go full screen. You can have it in the middle with digital gauges, or you can have kind of these digital analog looks. But it is a really cool design. I do have the lights on right now, so if I turn the lights off, you can see it'll pop a little more. But yeah, if you don't want it here, you can just come back to the navigation screen. You can see it will detect your hand there. I'll show that one more time. As I get close to it, that'll pop up, but send it back to the center screen, and then you've got just directions here, or you can change it back to your gauges. One of the other things I'll show you too that I really like, if you go into menu, this does have a beautiful ambient lighting system. It's a strip that runs, you can see on the screen here, but it runs all the way around the inside of the vehicle. And interestingly, if you change the digital or the ambient lighting from blue to red, it'll change the gauge cluster as well. So you choose your color and it'll change the instrument panel as well. So it's very cool. All right, so that's the inside of the vehicle. Really nice car, really nice car. Heated and ventilated seats. Everything's done very well in this car. So next we'll take you for a little spin and give you a little bit of my driving impression of this 2020 Arteon SEL Premium R-Line. All right, so here we are in the Arteon, and man, it is a hot day in Lawrence, Kansas. So I do have the AC going. I'm going to turn it down a little bit so you're not hearing it, you're hearing me. I do have my dad here. He's visiting from North Carolina, so if you can see him there, you say hi, Dad.
Hi, everybody.
So yeah, man, I've had this car. I picked it up from Laird Noller on Thursday, kind of late, I guess mid-late afternoon, and I've always liked the Volkswagen brand. I know they kind of got a black eye a few years ago with the Dieselgate issues, but you know, and that's on them, frankly. They slipped up and got greedy, and that is what it is. But my first car was a kind of an early 90s Jetta, black in color. It was a hot little car. I really loved that car. And then sold it and got a VR6 Passat, and then I sold it and got a Jetta GLI in 2003. It was my first new car. Tornado red, 6-speed transmission. It was a fun car, wasn't it, Dad? Yeah. That thing was, it had 200 horsepower, but that VR6 felt so good. It sounded so good, and that 6-speed manual, it was a fun car. Then when I started having kids, I had to get rid of that car and get something a little bigger, so I bought a 2005 Passat. It was all-wheel drive and had the VR6 as well. And then later on, I bought a 2013 Jetta hybrid. So I've been in the brand enough. I do like Volkswagen, and the things I really like about Volkswagen is just you get so much car for the money. I mean, it really is a lot of car. And like I joked earlier in the video about this being an Audi, I mean, I'm sitting in ventilated seats right now. I'll turn yours on because it's hot. You know, got navigation. I've got digital gauge clusters, which is almost effortless or limitlessly customizable. It's quiet. It's insulated. It's really nice.
It's real nice.
It's really nice. It's quiet. I mean, other than the road noise, actually I'm gonna go this way. You can't really hear a lot. The wind's blowing at like 30 miles an hour again today, so you can hear a little bit of wind noise, but that's to be expected. There's a lot of glass. Kind of lean into it a little bit. There's a moderate amount of turbo lag. It's not a fast car. It's telling me that my gas light just came on and wants to find me a gas station. You know, I wouldn't call this a fast car. It's a sporty car. It's peppy. It's quick, but it's not fast. It's powered by a 2-liter turbo, 4-cylinder. It pushes about 300 horsepower, and it's torquey. All Volkswagen engines are torquey, so you really get a lot of that power. 4-motion all-wheel drive. You know, so it's peppy, but it's not fast. It's not like Genesis G70 fast. But 40, 44, 47, 51, 54, 58, 61. I mean, so, you know, it's got power. It pulls pretty good once that turbo hits. There's a GLI
in front of
the GTI in front of me. I think he just realized what we were doing. But yeah, so it's you know, we're rolling at about 82 miles an hour right now, and it's just as quiet and stable as it can be. It does have all the systems that you want and expect in a car like this. It's gonna beep at me if I cross the line. It's gonna steer me back into the center of the lane. It's got blind spot monitoring, 360-degree camera. The LED headlights will turn at night around the corners, and then when you're making kind of a slow, sharp turn, there's a light that shows the side of your car. So if you're turning into your driveway, it like lights up like a spotlight, which I noticed last night, but or I guess night before last. But yeah, man, this thing is super, super nice. And one of the 2 or 3 cars that I've reviewed that I've come home to my wife and asked if I could buy, actually, this car suits me. You know, it can fit my family comfortably, but for the most part, you know, I take one kid or my wife, or it's just me in a car. If we would go somewhere as a family, we'll take our van. But yeah, I mean, man, I guess if I have 2 gripes, I'll be honest. The sunroof, it's a huge panoramic roof here, but it only tilts up, and I don't really understand. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's the slope of the roof or what. I mean, Lincoln has a vehicle whose roof slips back, and there's the sunroof goes all the way back. I feel like Volkswagen could have, you know, rolled the roof back up on top of the car. I don't know why it doesn't open, but that's one of my gripes. And then the other is, this is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, and it requires premium gas. And, you know, just granted, this car was made in 2020, but I feel like cars these days should, I feel like manufacturers should be working harder to be able to get just regular unleaded gas, especially in a 2-liter 4-cylinder. So that was a little bit of a shock to me, but yeah, otherwise, I really, really like this car. It has surprised me over and over and over again of the few days that I've had it. I've learned more about the technology and just how configurable the gauge clusters can be, how configurable everything can be. It's really remarkable. One of my favorite things too, and I hope you can see this in the video, but it does detect your hand. So if you get close to the screen, it'll bring up all the menus. So it keeps it, when you're not getting close to the screen, it keeps it cleaner. You can see more of the nav, or you can see more of the radio. But when you approach, well, I guess it's going to stay on there now, isn't it? Oh, there it goes. Yeah, so as you put your hand up to it, it just gives you more information. It's really remarkable. How does it know? How does it not? I don't understand that.
Capacitive resistance.
Dad knows everything. Yeah, so that's the long and short of it. I guess the other thing I would say, I mentioned this was one of the cars that I went home and told Jimmy I wanted to buy, and then she told me that no. Was just so this car, and then you know, if you've been following my page for very long at all, you know I absolutely love the Genesis G70. I would buy a Genesis G70, and for a while now, really ever since I've been in a 2021 and then again in the 2022, I've really very much wanted a G70. I could see myself in a G70. And the other vehicle that I asked for was a 2020, maybe 2020 or 2021, I don't remember. It's on my website, Land Rover Defender. I had a neighbor who was selling it, and he was selling it for a great price, and that's such a rare vehicle that I felt like you could buy it, drive it for a couple of years, no more than I drive my cars, and probably get back out of it what I had in it, but that didn't go very well with it, so. Anyway, yeah, thanks for tuning in to my page. Please do like and subscribe. Ring that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. As you know now, my reviews, 100% of them will get this video content. And it's YouTube's something I'm really trying to grow. And yeah, thanks for subscribing. Tell your friends, share, and check this car out. It's going to be at Laird Noller Hyundai in Lawrence, Kansas. It's phenomenal. It's a really, really nice car. So check it out. Since I can't buy it, you should. Thanks again, everybody.